Good morning from Perth, Western Australia. This is my second StreamYard for the week. My StreamYards are held at 10:30 Perth, Western Australian time, Tuesdays and Thursdays. My theme for December is breakthroughs, holiday breakthroughs, and that's the name of my workshop, as you can see on the slide there. So what I'm talking today about, and if you come in, let me know where you are from. Tell me your name and give me comments as to what I'm talking about, how that relates to you and what you're doing now to get through to 2021, because that's been my subject all month. It's also my subject of my workshop and building that plan out from what's really, really important to you, and so that you can see what's important to you, be able to articulate clearly, and then using some tools and processes to be able to build out a hardcore plan that works. It works for me. It has worked for me for the last 4 years. And that's what I'm sharing in Holiday Breakthrough Workshop, which goes from the middle of December through to the middle of January. And this process can be used at any time that you want it. I've called it Holiday Breakthroughs because we're about to go into the holidays. And so it's live in the time of holiday time. But it's going to be a program where you'll be able to go in at any time when you know that you are ready to be able to create a plan so that you are super clear. You are super clear about topics, subjects, themes, hashtags, tags, SEO, so that all the dots join, so that you are truly so that you can truly connect those dots and get yourself out there and have a present, but also have a clear message. So what's my message today? How can you create your breakthroughs for 2021, making it relevant for today, from being where you are now? And what I've done and what I've always done in all my businesses is to build, and I think that it's logical, it makes sense, is to build from where you are now. What skills do you have right now? What attributes, what personal attributes, what are you really naturally talented at right now? One of the main blocks, one of the main things that get into people's ways is that they often want to look ahead. They often want to think, okay, well, I want to go here in the following year. And they are not taking enough notice of what's happening on the inside of them. What are they actually feeling, and where are they really want to go from their inattention? If you have studied metaphysics at all, what this shows is that once you start to work with the content, then you're able to put out from the context of who you are, why you want to go, how you want to go there, and who you want to go there with, when you want to go there with. And that's the extrapolation of the plan. But what I would recommend is, what are the skills that you have? If you want to create something different, there's an old, which I learned in a program called Money and You in the 1980s and 90s, that we have to be able to really define what it is that we are wanting to be clear on. So clarity actually leads to power. And they always used to put up this great big flip chart on every Money and You. And Robert Kiyosaki still uses it now to this day. Clarity leads to power. So how can you get clear? The very first step is acknowledge where you are now. What are the skills that you have? Drill down to what are the actual hardcore skills that you already have? And then what are the natural attributes that you already have? And start to put them together as to what is it that you love? What is it you love to do? And then start to match up and really carve out time so that you're starting to figure out and get a blueprint of where you are now. There's a lot of other tools and processes that I would put on there, but on a short StreamYard, that's what I would recommend first, is to sit down and identify what are those skills that you have. And often, especially women, forget skills like negotiation, forget skills about planning, logistics, being able to be multitasking, Some women have a great skill at multitasking, but being very focused on the tasks that they have, but they've also set up other tasks. Delegation, how to put all those invisible skills into place. And we learn that, I think, by having children, running businesses, being able to really be on top of our game and have our basic routines and rituals in place. So what are your skills? What are your rituals? And then how do you and what do you do? When do you do it? Who do you do it with when you're considering what fun you have in your life? I think we live in such a serious world these days. What is the fun that you have in your life? When is it that you laugh? When is it you giggle at yourself? Can you laugh at yourself? Are you able to laugh with a group of people that brings on this feeling of elation and lightness and clarity around, this is what I love to do. These are the types of conversations that I love to have. This is the type of activity that I love to have. And while you're doing that, what are those skills that you're using? What are those natural attributes that you have? And so the more we can get a blueprint of right now, the easier and the quicker we are able to connect our dots, because really connecting our dots is able to see them, feel them, touch them, and then to be able to specifically put them into place so that then once we do start to get really clear on what our message is and make a decision about who we are talking to, why we're talking to them, and what that message is, we're able to then start to match up what skills then do we need, and then be able to embellish that with the attributes that we already have. So what this whole StreamYard is about what are the breakthroughs that you want? Do you know what you want in 2021? Do you actually know what you need? I'm not talking about what you want. Do you know what you need for yourself? Are you articulated enough to be able to articulate and ask for help in certain areas? Maybe money is an issue to learn new skills, to get your message out there. Maybe money is an issue so that you can't go and employ a person to write your blogs, do your videos, structure your website. So what are some of the skills that you may have to ask help for? And be really clear as to those skills. And before you go to ask for those skills, do your homework, have the backup of what is the content that you want? Have you got your branding colors organized? Are you ready to take that big leap of faith to believe in yourself so that the dots that you can see, you are able to put into place? And I think that that's one factor right there, is that often people don't carve out that time to actually be able to see what they have. And then if they don't carve out that time and they actually can't see them and feel them, then they're not able to articulate them to other people. So when they go to ask for help, they actually don't know. So then it's up to the other person to facilitate that. And often people are not facilitators. Often people that are coming to help you on a specific task are self-interested, and they are not as good as they could be to actually hear in between the words. So be mindful, I suppose, in lots of ways. I've asked lots of people to do things over the years, and they say that they can do a certain skill, and however they can maybe only do a small bit of it. So when you are asking for extra skills, once you know what those skills are, and once you start to put the dots together, you're starting to see what you have and then what you are missing, to be able to put your message out there clearly and to be able to create a business, online or offline. It doesn't make any difference. I've run 8 businesses offline. This business is mostly now online. And so there were extra skills that I needed for online compared to offline, but I run it exactly the same way. And so that's where my attributes come into place. You know, what do I naturally do? I love to talk to people. I love to listen to people. I love to listen between their words. And so what are, just as a because this StreamYard's only 15 minutes. Who have we got online? We had some people online. Where are you? Let's see in the comments. Beautiful. Kimberly Bassett. Kimberly Bassett. Thank you for being online. And I know that you're putting your pieces together. You're starting to see the dots. You're starting to be able to connect the dots, and you're starting to have, and I haven't been on one yet, but I will, because it's a different time zone for me. I think your Coffee with Kim which I would love to be a part of and go and watch, is at 3 a.m. in the morning for me. And so who are the people? I would choose Kim. I would really choose Kim to partner with me in something like my Global Women's Voice, or in a marketing online global situation, because she's very articulate. She actually is starting to clearly carve out time to put her dots together, and now she's starting to recognize the skills that she doesn't have. And she's also, my guess is, and I haven't spoken to her in depth about this, but I'm guessing that she's very aware of what she is able to innately do. What are her natural attributes? So that's the subject for today. So thank you so much, Kim, for your comment. And before I go today, as I said before, right at the very beginning, you can join the Holiday Breakthrough Workshop at any time, because it's all recorded. All the assignments are there, and they're very short, sharp assignments to get you very clear and step by step to be able to articulate your plan so that you can move forward. So, and that's where I'm going right now. I'm going in to do a holiday workshop program for the people in their next stage that we have developed. We've already done 2 little steps, and now we're going to a 3rd one, which is a bigger chunk. And so that reminds me of the point of, if you are starting to see that there are the dots, the activities that you want to be able to do and you can do, then what are those things that you can't do that you are able to flesh out as much as you can, so that when you are able to go either pay for somebody to help you or ask somebody that you know have those skills, and you can maybe do a contra on deal or a contra on skills, then you're really clear on exactly what you want, because you've done the hard yards that will back it up, so that when you go to that person, you're very clear on what you're asking for, and then you can show them a document or a spreadsheet and say, this is what I want in X. For example, this is what I want on the podcast. This is what I want as part of the landing page. This is part of what I want on my Abouts page. This is what I want for my website. This is what I want to be able to say in my blogs, in my emails, in my autoresponders. So start to figure out what are all those dots that you want, and then start to figure out what are the things that you want or need skills on. And for me, that was the way I started, and I've started that in every business that I have run over the years. I remember when I started with beauty therapy, cosmetology, it's known as in the US, is that, I went to do a course so that I was a certified cosmetologist, and that took a year. And so I learned these little chunks, I learned the dots, and I put it together, and I already had business experience behind that. So then I could open up a salon, put my shingle up the top. But as the time went through, I could see dots that I were missing, and they came from me staying in action, running my business, building it up, putting systems in place and processes in place, so that then I could start to see the holes. And then I started to re-educate myself and put extra skills and extra services into my business. An online business is absolutely no different. So what are the skills that you have right now? What are the attributes that you have right now? And then what are the skills that you need help with? That is my message for today's StreamYard, because that's one of the processes that will help you to be really clear about what is the breakthrough that you want to create for the following year from now, not from where you want to be. And a lot of people when they want to start an online business, or they want to go in a different direction for themselves, and I'm talking physically, I'm not talking mentally, but when they want to physically go in a different direction, they actually are projecting their thoughts into the future. And so they get confused as to where they are now rather than where they want to go. And so I recommend stop, carve out time, figure out what are the things that you have in place right now, and then figure out from that place the things that you are missing, the skills that you are missing. But also combine your natural attributes. And this sometimes takes another person to help you to see that, because we cannot see inside ourselves. It takes somebody else who is skilled to really get out of their own way and be a facilitator, a conduit, to hear in between your words and to hear your emotions and to hear your stories that will tell you and explain to you what some of those attributes really are. So that's me for today. I'm off to do the workshop for the holiday breakthrough people. Really, really, really excited about that because I'm delivering a tool that I have developed over the last, it's going to be 5 years, but I'm showing them this year's specific what's working for me right now. So have a great day wherever you are. Talk to you soon. My next StreamYard is Tuesday at 10:30 Western Australian time. So my StreamYards are 10:30 at the same time, Tuesdays and Thursdays West Australian time. So if you're in the US, it's obviously going to be the day before. So it's Wednesday night for you right now. So who we still got on? Maybe have a quick comment before we go. Do you have a comment around what I have said today? Can you relate to anything? Maybe what are you taking away? One key word or one suggestion, one idea that's come to you while I've been speaking. Put that in the chat so that I can see it. Because, or keep putting them in the comments underneath the StreamYard. I'll see you later. Have a great day. Have a great evening if you're in the US because it's Wednesday evening for you. And I'll talk to you on Tuesday. Bye for now.